All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the lightweight division, where Floyd Mayweather CEO speaks out about Gervonta Davis and the fights coming up for him. Devin Haney responds. Shakur Stevenson also made a comment on it, and I think that it is just very, and there's other people out there that are talking about Gervonta Davis and what Gervonta Davis should do next, and holding fault for Gervonta Davis for doing what they say is perfectly okay for other fighters to do. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the aftermath of a year of really big fights and what the ramifications are going to be of these really big fights and the response of boxing fans to these very big fights that took place in 2023. And it is going to be the business as usual in boxing winning. And specifically, we're going to look at the case of Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin the Dream Haney. But before I do that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It means an absolute ton to the channel. Thank you, Matty Yo. Thank you, Barbara D. Thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks. But let's get into, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Jeff Miller, who dropped a big old whop in the super thanks, man, the other day. Jeff Miller twice. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. And especially to the guys that want to come by the live streams but can't make the live streams all the time because I'm in the morning. Thank you guys for checking me out and supporting and allow me to do the thing that I really do love doing. This video, though, I don't really love doing, but it is what it is. I got to speak my mind on this and tell you, what is fair, man. You know what I mean? And so here you go. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe. Like him, lump him, whatever. You don't have to like him. The man tells the truth. The man speaks the truth. Every time I've heard the man speak and give his opinion about something, I've always got the sense that he's telling people what he really thinks. If there are things that he doesn't want to tell you, he'll just tell you, I can't tell you. And other things that he wants to tell you, he'll just come out and he'll tell you. So we're coming off a year of a lot, and this is October already, but the year is kind of slowing down. We only got another 2 months left in 2023. So it was a year of really big fights. We had Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. We had Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. And you have Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. And all of these three fights are really big fights. And they all wound up being lopsided fights. And there was reactions to each one of the fights. The first reaction was to Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, Ryan, and the second one was Errol and Terrence. And the third one was Canelo and Jermell. And take, for example, but before I go into those examples, let's look at what Leonard Ellerbe said. Leonard Ellerbe said about other big fights that could be taking place, which were the fight with Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Both Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney both said that they believe the fight with Gervonta Davis would be the biggest fight in boxing. So let's take them at their word. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you that Gervonta doesn't need either one of them. He can pick one or the other, or he can go on about his business and find somebody else to fight and do bigger numbers than he may do with both of those. And how do we know that? Because he's already done it with Ryan Garcia. So you have a guy in Gervonta Davis who is himself central to the biggest fights in boxing, and other guys that could fight each other and they could fight each other, and it wouldn't be the biggest fight in boxing. And in fact, those guys were actually in a negotiation with each other, and the fight between the two of them did not materialize. And you can put blame on one, you can put blame on the other. It doesn't matter. That fight did not take place. So Leonard Ellerbe is saying, look, the fight with Gervonta Davis and those guys are not a big fight, right? Which is directly opposite of what Shakur and Devin are saying. And who's telling the truth? I'm going to go with Leonard Ellerbe. And considering the climate in boxing, where somebody could go into a fight that people are saying, look, man, it's a big fight, but it ain't that big. It's not ready. It's not a big fight yet, or it's not as big as other people, as certain people think it is. But yet he went out of his way to pay more money, do more things, and give up all kind of different stuff in order to get the guy in the ring. And I'm speaking of Errol and Terrence Crawford. What did Errol get in response? What did Errol get in return for that? He gets rampant criticism. He takes a loss, gets rampant criticism, and he winds up paying millions more dollars than he had to Terrence Crawford in order to even get the fight. And then afterwards, you have Terrence, who then says, I don't even want, well, at least Steve Nelson did, said, look, man, we don't even really want to fight him again. You know, that's over. That's old. Bring me Canelo on to the next. Right? So what would make Gervonta Davis, looking at that situation, also looking at Jermell Charlo, who, by the way, moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez, and in payback for that, gets called every single solitary kind of coward there possibly is. Also, now takes a hit on his marketability because Terrence Crawford says, I don't want to fight him now. You fought like a cub, so I'm not going to fight you now, right? So, you know, what do you go? Why would people take chances? If boxing fans, if the money's not going to, if people are going to be demanding a whole lot of money, the fans are not going to support the fighter if they lose. They're going to talk about them terribly and try to drag their market value down. Why would you go out of your way to say, yeah, let me do what's right for the boxing fans. Let me fight Devin Haney because I think Devin Haney is the best fighter that there is at 135 or around me. Let me fight Shakur Stevenson because I think he's the best fighter around me. That goes right to what Leonard Ellerbe has said, which is, man, we're in business to make money. We're in business to make money. If Gervonta Davis can sell out, do a $5 million gate, and he can fight somebody with that many American boxing fans may not think is as good as Shakur or Devin, and let those guys fight and keep beating him and keep fighting his toughest competition until they run into each other and all clear each other out. What are you going to expect for people to do? For people to look the opposite way of their financial interests, and to give boxing fans something that boxing fans are going to turn around and not appreciate 5 minutes later? It's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough to sit up there and say, yeah, this is definitely what these guys should do. Right? So, Leonard Ellerbe is telling Devin Haney the truth, because that is the truth. Devin Haney is not a really gigantic draw that is going to bring in a ton of money. Shakur Stevenson is not a big draw that's going to bring in a bunch of money. And and also you can see it from the fight that took place with Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, where you have two fighters from the same demographic, bringing in the same fan base, and it doesn't cross over. So Gervonta, who's already in the Cattsburg seat, can sit over there and continue to do, okay, no, I've got my fan base. You guys go earn big enough a fan base where people are really demanding this fight from me. Because honestly, the only people really demanding it of Gervonta Davis are Shakur and Devin fans, which really are just a small subset of Gervonta's. But as boxing fans, and I try my best to do this, not dump on people after they lose, not call them cowards, not do all this stuff, man, you're going to make, when boxing fans act like that and behave like they, especially like with Jermell Charlo, right, who absolutely went in there and fought. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Don't expect for people to go out of their way to try to give you probably the most ungrateful boxing fan base that there is, go out of their way to do special things for you. Because look what Errol got. Errol got a whole bunch of people ridiculing him, and a dude in Terrence Crawford, and I don't care what you say, turn it into a prima donna overnight. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.